Live from the City of Angels, it's Sunday night. The Sunday Evening Spectacular is underway. In the background, one of my favorite 80s tracks, the extended remix of the Psychedelic Furs Heartbreak Beat. I gotta let this go until I hear the breakdown and the intro into this thing because I might start dancing. This is some formative stuff you're listening to here tonight. Thanks for being here. Big show. We've got a live MMT evaluation of Caught Stealing. Aronofsky is back. Can he regain the juice he had at one time in his career? Hint, no. We're going to watch some trailers, and we're going to talk about the loss of decorum. Yeah, there it is, baby! I've got goosebumps right now. Dude, this is peak 80s tonight on MMT. Here we go. Let's bring it in. Let's talk about this loss of decorum. I almost feel like just playing the entire song. At the end, we'll play it, okay? I'll come back to Heartbreak Beat. But we've got to talk about another problem that's facing movie theaters, right? We know that windows are an issue because there's no longer any kind of exclusivity in theaters for some of these films, and you're seeing them on digital in days or weeks after they drop, okay? That's something we hammer all the time here on MMT. Well, tonight I'm going to introduce another issue that I don't really think much about because I don't deal with it often, but it certainly is something you guys bring up. In fact, this is a topic that someone recommended that we discuss here tonight when the comments were coming in this morning for Midnight Movie Money, and I said, this is good. I like it. Let's do it. If you missed the story, this is in Boston, my old home theater, AMC Boston Common. I saw so many movies there. I saw virtually every press screening ever held in that theater from 2011 to 2014. That's when I was in Boston, and I love it. It will always be one of my favorites. Well, this story happened last week about this time when this dude who works at Harvard went to see a film, and he was with a bunch of rowdies in the audience, and then it got ugly when he told them to shut up. And I've done that. Haven't you? Of course, I bet you have. Because if you want to go to the movies, you want to have an uninterrupted experience, and you don't want to deal with a bunch of yahoos who are talking throughout the entire film. I go back and I look at Together from a few weeks ago. The early access screening of that had this one woman who was on her phone like the majority of the film, and the guy behind her was pissed. He was yelling, "Get off your phone!" I mean, in the middle of the movie. And she kept doing it. And then he said, "Stop! I can see your phone." And it's like ruining the whole experience. For me, man, I just learned to get over these things because I go to so many movies. It's like, I'll Live. Together was not the worst movie, not the best movie. So it wasn't like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm being completely destroyed by this. But again, if you experience that, you might not want to come back to the movie theater anytime soon. Like this guy, listen to the story. And this is the 2-minute breakdown of what happened inside AMC Boston Common. This guy got drilled by a bunch of movie thugs.
Just punched me. I didn't fight back.
That's why 35-year-old Tiago Rentz, a Harvard researcher from Brazil, has this black eye. He says it happened early Thursday morning inside the Boston Common AMC Theater. A group of teenagers were being loud, clapping and screaming, so he asked them to be quiet. When that didn't work, he tried again.
Which is what I would do. I've done this, okay? You just go, quiet, stop talking, shut up. Problem is, this guy's in a midnight movie. And Boston's got some rough areas. I mean, downtown's pretty safe. AMC Boston Common never had a problem. A lot of press screenings, though. I mean, no issues there because it's all people who have a lot of respect for cinema. You're not going to have any issues inside of a press screening typically, unless Weber's taking a selfie at the end. Oh, my God. But we continue.
Ask them for respect. I asked them to leave the theater because we just wanted to watch the movie.
After the 9:45 p.m.
I don't know if I would ask them to leave. All right, it's 9:45 screening. It's not that late. I think it was a Sunday night. Pretty sure it's exactly 1 week ago. But I don't think I'd ask them to leave. I probably would have gotten up and gotten the manager, although that's something we got to talk about here in a minute when this is over. That doesn't always work. Continuing.
Horror movie Weapons finished, the violence off screen started as the crowd was leaving the second floor theater.
They made like a wall. So I tried to pass, to leave.
They made a wall at the end of the movie. That, you know, you're in trouble at that point. I mean, at that point, I'd probably be calling 911. And I think the person he with was doing that. Let's find out.
And they couldn't let me pass.
His friend didn't want to show her face, but tells us what she remembers seeing and hearing.
Let's go outside to solve this. That's what I remember. When I looked back, they were already like hitting him in the head.
Wow. I mean, that's the thing, right? Society is just nuts now. I get how a lot of you are like, I don't want to deal with some of the people that are out there. I mean, it happens wherever you go now. A loss of decorum. That's why this stream is called that. Because we see these people working in the same areas that we are, going about their lives and ruining it for everybody else because they have no decorum.
In the head, and like, I saw 4. I think there were more. I think 5 maybe.
I was like scared. And I just...
I'll bet he's getting jumped by a bunch of kids.
Faced the wall, and I just protected my face and my head.
His friend...
Good idea. Exactly. Because if they start drilling the head, right, that can be real problematic. You take a big punch and fall straight down, hit your head on something. People have died from that.
Ran for help but had no luck at first. Eventually, she found a cleaning lady who led them to a security guard.
You know, listen, they have one security guard, and I believe there's at least 15, 16. What is it? It's Boston Common 16, right? There's a ton of screens there. So one security guard to watch that entire place, not enough.
Then after 30 minutes or more, the police came to get my statement.
30 minutes he's waiting for the cops to show up because in any big city, they're dealing with other stuff, right? And the other thing is, let's face facts. Cops have to deal with all this crap now when they can be the bad guys and they just don't want to deal with a lot of stuff. That's another issue we have in society too. Man, this is not just, right? This is what we do here at MMT. Yes, I'm talking about movies. Yes, I'm talking about some guy who's beat up outside of Weapons because he told kids to shut up. We're talking about a bigger picture, 50,000-foot view of the loss of decorum in society overall. Who raised these people? Like, I would never attack some dude who told me be quiet in a movie. You just... hash it out. You'd be like, dude, don't talk to me that way or whatever. You don't start throwing fists. But some people just have no control, impulse control.
According to the police report, Rent said he was assaulted at 12:15. When officers arrived around 12:45, they noticed a minor injury to his nose.
Okay, right there, I'm just going to call it out from the actual thing here. The victim described the kids as not too tall and very skinny black males in hoodies wearing all black clothes. That's his from the police report. I'm reading from that.
The report also says it should be noted the victim was already seen by Boston EMS prior to the officer's arrival. The theater doors were locked when police arrived, so they couldn't get a statement.
I want the attackers to be identified and because they need to be punished.
Rent says since the incident, he's heard nothing from the theater. He feels there needs to be more security in place, especially at late night movies. We reached out to AMC twice, but haven't heard back.
Of course, they don't want to talk about this because no one wants to address the fact that it could be dangerous to go to the movie theater. But listen, if you go to see a film and you've got people who are disrupting the entire experience, it is natural to say something to them. Could you please be quiet? I would probably just say, shut up. Because that's just who I am. I don't mess around with that. Because you are being very disrespectful to others. But again, a lot of people in society now don't have respect for everybody else, right? The common good. They're just like, I'm going to do what I want to do. And thankfully, here in Burbank at the AMC, I don't have to deal hardly at all with that. The woman was on her phone. It wasn't kids being hooligans, right? So this is another problem that I hear a lot of you talk about. I don't deal with, but I have in the past, and it pisses you off, and it might make you not want to come back. This dude's probably not going to come back to the movies anytime soon because he got beaten up after saying, shut up. Jason, there's no excuse for any type of violence in a movie theater. Behavior is so disappointing. There's no excuse for putting your hands on anyone unless you are threatened, right? Unless you are physically confronted and have to defend yourself. You should not be throwing fists because of the words of someone else. There is no excuse for that. I have zero tolerance for that. You know, unless someone is hitting you with a barrage of punches, you don't walk around swinging. Okay, it just isn't how we do things in a civilized society. But we do have a lot of people with fragile egos who get pissed off and do stuff like, you disrespected me. Dude, you're the one who was being loud. Like, imagine having that mentality. Can we just talk about that for a second? The mentality of, you're the one who's doing the shit, and then you get pissed at someone for calling you out for doing the shit. What? It doesn't even register with me. But, you know, we got to talk about this, too. It has nothing to do with the race of the kids in the police report. But we need to make this clear. I've said it a million times before, and here is 1,000,001 here on MMT. What we do better than anybody else. We don't talk about anti-woke stuff the entire time. I'm talking about real-world shit. And I'm here to tell you, you got to remember that there's a lot of people out there that are not walking around with a full deck. And when you say something like, could you please be quiet? Can you leave the theater? They're going to take that as some kind of personal insult, and they're going to wait till after the movie and do something bad. The majority of people are not going to act like that because they're civilized. The problem is you run up against someone who is non-civilized, and then you get this result. You look at road rage, same thing. If someone cuts me off, I might be pissed for a second, but I'm not going to chase them down. When I lived in Milwaukee one time, there was some guy, I don't even remember what happened. The dude started flying after me like Russell Crowe in that road rage film. I had to drive to police headquarters and get out of my car. The guy pulled up and I go, you want to walk in right now, bitch? That's insane. Okay, there are so many people out there who have nothing to live for. Let me explain this to you. And listen, we're going to get to caught stealing. This is much more important. You got to remember, there's a lot of people out there who have crappy lives, who have lives they don't even enjoy. Do you think they respect you if they hate what they see in the mirror? Of course not. If you don't have respect and love for yourself, you're going to hate someone else that much more. That's what you got to worry for. You don't have to worry about people like me with a big-ass ego. I'm like, I'm not going to ruin anything, man. Everything's going good. I'm going to the gym tomorrow. Some of these people are like, I got nothing. My life's a bunch of shit, so I'm going to start some trouble. That's where you run into the biggest issues in life. So advice going forward, if someone, especially a group of kids, are being loud in a theater, it is best to just let it go, walk out, go to another movie, go to the manager, whatever. Getting into it with them, it's not worth a broken nose, a black eye, a concussion, or worse. And it sucks, but this is exactly right, Kuzma. This is why this is the topic tonight as we start MMT on this Sunday evening spectacular, because this is another reason why people are not going to the movie theater. Because you've got some bad elements in there and they have no respect for everybody else in the theater. And it really does suck that society works like that, right? Where you have to trust, high trust society. And once we start to lose that high trust society, then we get into bigger issues. And we've certainly seen societal erosion over the past several years. You look at just theft, okay? Here in California, you got people walking in and just grabbing shit and running out. And there's no repercussions. In order for us to try to get this thing back together as we go 50,000-foot view again on this, we've got to have serious repercussions for people who do shit. Whether it's stealing, it's assault, it's speeding, going 120 miles an hour down the 5 today when I'm coming back from Orange County from playing volleyball. Some dude went by me going 120 plus miles an hour, almost caused multiple accidents. That dude should lose his license for 1 year minimum. We got to start being harsh on this shit. We've got to build more prisons. We need to have dread where we build a sky rise and you screw up, you're going in there with all the other bad element because we can't have that in our society. I'm good. You're good. A lot of bad people out there. And you pretend, if you live some kind of fantasy land bullshit where you think that, well, everybody inherently is good. First of all, that's going to get you in big trouble. You need to operate in life as if everyone is not inherently good, and then they earn your trust. Because we now live in a world that has lost religion. They have lost morals. They've lost everything. And now we are seeing this across society. And there's no punishment. And when there's no punishment for your actions, it gets worse. Show respect for others. Show respect for yourself. I mean, listen, man, it's not hard to ask anybody to just have respect for those around you. At a movie theater, I do not talk. I do not text. If I am, I'm in the back row. There's no one else in the theater, okay? And I'm bored and I hated it like Horizon. I was in the very back. No one could see my phone. I was in the vestibule. Also Megalopolis. Because it's garbage. But I wasn't in the front row like, hey, look, let me check my X feed and also Instagram. I mean, right? You have to have common sense. Those who are kicked out of the movie theater should be banned from the theater. Time to stand up and take action. Well, you know, a lot of you like Alamo Drafthouse because they have a no tolerance policy for talking, phones, anything, right? You go there and you know they're going to come through and make sure that people are on their P's and Q's. If they're not, then we are going to bounce them and they're not even going to get a refund. I think that's how it works there. You screwed up. We don't owe you anything. Again, harsh penalties if you cross the line. We've got to do that. Because if we do not, this is only going to continue. You've got to track these kids down, and you've got to punish them. Okay, I don't care if they're underage. I don't give a shit if they're 15. Make them do probation for 30 days minimum, at least that. But now we've got these activist judges who are like, no, I feel bad for them. They probably had a bad life, so I don't think we should punish them because they're just acting out because they just weren't loved. That liberal mindset is such a weak-ass bitch mentality, man. It is so pathetic. I don't care if you were raised by wolves. I don't care if you grew up on the street. Just because of that, I don't give a shit down the road if you're going to be like, well, I didn't have a good childhood. This is why I act the way I do. Learn to get better. It's not our job to teach you the right way to do things. Fire and brimstone tonight. Because it's bigger than just this assault at AMC Boston Common, my former home theater. It's about the lack of a crackdown on scumbag, morally bankrupt people that are eroding society. Because we don't want anyone to feel bad. Oh, but they didn't have a good childhood. The victim mentality is the most pathetic shit ever. If you're a victim mentality person, hit the road, get out of here. You are a loser. Loser. One of the biggest losers I could ever imagine. Victim mentality. There's one person that's going to pull you up in this life. It's you. It's not our job to tolerate your bullshit. It's our job to make sure society functions without a bunch of hooligans causing trouble and then getting away with it and doing it again and again and again. This is why decorum has been decimated. And Will Smith, I saw that comment. Bring back up, Gone Girl, if you can. The Will Smith situation, right? Yeah, he's back. He walked up and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. And he's back in movies. Exactly. He should have been arrested. I can't believe he even came back after that. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly. He didn't press charges. All right, let's do it. That was enough fire and brimstone. Let's get real. Oh, God, you guys ready? Here comes our MMT evaluation of caught stealing. They had an early screening of this. Darren Aronofsky is back. Can he better himself after the abysmal whale? This trailer, you guys know I was like, oh, I don't know. This is not going to. Well, I got news for you. The trailer is actually probably better than the movie. Here's 30 seconds of tonight's MMT evaluation. It is an early MMT evaluation. It's caught stealing. Let's roll.
Such a nice small town boy.
You like baseball, dogs.
I need you to take care of my cat.
Where's Russ?
He's not here.
You know not to mess with us, yes?
What did you get me into?
They're scary monsters, and you're their fall guy.
That's not happening. Buckle your seatbelt.
Caught stealing.
Did you notice how the tone on this trailer is much different than the first one? I'm not watching the first one. It's unwatchable, okay? Because obviously Sony found out that audiences were like, yeah, I don't know about this goofy comedy drama thing going on. Well, that's the problem. There is a lot of goofy comedy drama going on. This is a tonal train wreck. Okay, this is very Drive-esque in the story setup. Austin Butler suddenly finds himself in possession of money, and he's got the bad guys, the mob coming after him. How do I get rid of them and get back to my normal life? That sounds a lot like Drive, right? Much better film. Okay, Drive's one of the best films of the 2000s, maybe the best film of 2010 to 2020. You talk about that decade, you're talking about Social Network was 2010, right? And you're talking about Drive's in there. You're talking about two of the best films. But when you look at this film, if it stripped away all of the absurd comedy and goofy things that happen in this film and characters that have dumb dialogue and make really absurd character choices, you might have a film. But when you have a character doing something that makes no sense whatsoever on the screen, moments after something else just happened that would preclude that from happening, you start to say, what's going on here in this film? Who wrote this shit? Aronofsky did not write this. He did not write The Whale. Here's the first piece of advice for you, Darren. Find better writers. I guess this is a book. This does not work because of that tonal issue and the absurdity of the choices. Give you an example. Late in the film, Matt Smith plays this punk mohawk hair dude, and he is now at the end of this thing. I'm not going to ruin the film, but Austin Butler and him, they have kind of they get after it, okay? And Matt Smith essentially says, you got to do what I'm going to do or I'm going to kill you. Moments later, Austin Butler's in the car with Matt Smith, and they're driving around. I'm like, the dude just tried to kill you. Why are you in the car with that guy driving? I wouldn't trust him. If someone put a gun to you, would you be in the car driving with them without a gun pointed at them moments later? How about if you went in to have a mass shooting in Brooklyn at some nightclub like Liv Schreiber does in this, Schreiber, whatever it is. If he goes in and starts shooting everyone in the nightclub in a bad version of Collateral. Would you be across the street in your minivan an hour after the shooting? Hell no. With all security cams, granted it's 1998, but still, would you be anywhere near the crime scene? No! What are we doing? This whole thing with Austin Butler, his character was a baseball player in high school, hence the title Caught Stealing, and he has trauma that's unsolved and unresolved, and he uses that trauma to get through at the end and punish those who've done bad things. But because of the tone that wavers from comedy to drama to comedy to drama, a cat talk of the San Francisco Giants every 5 minutes. What's the Giants score? Hey, Mom, Giants win? Giants, cat, Giants, cat, Giants, cat. That is this film. Also, it's middling direction. I don't know if Aronofsky ever made a good film. Did he? I mean, yes, I'm aware of what he's made. Okay? For me, you ask me, I'd say Black Swan or The Wrestler. Those are the two that pop for me. You might have a different one. But after watching The Whale and now Caught Stealing, Darren Aronofsky, I'm not so sure you ever were a good director. I might need to go back and watch these films again because this shit ain't good. There's one positive here. It's Austin Butler, who proves in this film he can carry a film. A slight issue with Austin. Austin tries to play the cool guy. He's got kind of the southern drawl, almost still doing a little bit of Elvis. And I just wish he would, as my old acting teacher told me, remember this, throw it away. Like in baseball, throw it away. Don't lean on it. He's almost trying to be like Brad Pitt or Johnny Depp. You need to carve out your own space, okay, Austin? You obviously are a really good-looking kid. You got in pretty good shape in this film. Your abs aren't as good as mine, but that's, neither here nor there. But when you look at Austin Butler, I think he can survive this film. It's a bad film. 45%. That means it's above Americana, but still not great. Because there are some things here that if you would have worked the way I'm telling you to, strip out all of the comedy. Can I tell you the number one problem I have with film? Look at all the evaluations. It is almost unilaterally, tonally an issue. When you try to juggle two tones, you're trying to do comedy and horror is the number one biggest fuck up across the board when you look at films that don't work. Because horror should not have a lot of comedy. And if it does, it needs to really be comedy and know that there's no horror elements. Because you're just undercutting it, right? Like you're seeing here in this film. You're undercutting all of the drama by the cat, by Giants talk, by some character, the Russian mob guy who's straight out of Barry. Or a Nora. It's another bad film this year, guys. It's been a bad 2025 for me. I was thinking Aronofsky is the furthest director I would think to direct Caught Stealing. He's not the right guy. It's almost a Guy Ritchie / Tarantino. This script's not good enough. And Aronofsky can't do this. It's just above his pay grade. But you're right. This is why it's so important you get the right director for the material. But the right director, Refn would have done this and done it well. He would know to take every bit of comedy largely out. The cat's gone. Like, you have to rewrite it. You got to go back into Caught Stealing, and you've got to get out the whiteout and just start striking lines. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Let's try this. Let's rearrange this. We got to, again, get rid of the cat. Tone down the Giants talk, get rid of some of the goofy characters, ground it darker, and then this film would have been okay. Because there's a moment late in this film with Liev Schreiber, or however you say it. And it's good. It's in the car. You'll see, if you go to see it, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's like, oh, I like this. This is what it should be the entire time. But I shouldn't find that out an hour and 40 minutes into the movie. This is what the movie should be, right? Oh, yes. Luis, and we talked last night. Luis was at the movie last night. We talked about it afterwards. It's the tonal issues. It's the juggling the comedy with the dark revolutionary stuff, okay? PTA has proven to be able to do that in the past, but it is my concern. Because, again, you undercut the drama with the goofiness. You undercut the seriousness with what are your preferred pronouns, right? I just wish that more writers would stick to one thing. I feel like so many writers think they can do everything. I feel like directors are the same thing, right? You have to know what you're good at, okay? I talk about this all the time. This stream, I've been doing now for 30 minutes by myself, unscripted. I played volleyball all day. I'm exhausted. I got my brand new kit with more sponsors than you'll ever see on a kit in your life. This is one of my new favorites. I mean, you kidding me? Guys, look, there are sponsors all over. This is exactly what I want. I want to be a NASCAR driver when I sit in this chair. I want to have as many logos on me as possible. And tonight, I think we have a record. I think this is a record tonight. I am thrilled to bring to you something from Serie, I believe B or C in Brazil. I don't mess around. On the field version, baby. We don't wear that stadium crap. We wear the player cut. But it's one of those things where you have to know what you do well. I do live streaming really well. I do not do taping as well because I don't just go. When you do this, I kid you not, I sit in this chair and I have a button, right? That hit go live. And I sit here and sometimes I go, am I ready? I go, no. I push go live and once I push it, it's on. There's no turning back. That's how you have to approach it. You have to just go. We are going over the cliff. We are going. We are storming the beach. And that's how you do it. And I'm good at this. I know it. You guys know it too. Even the haters know it. They don't ever. You know what? I've said this so many times and it's true. You know what the haters have never said? He's not good. It's never happened because they'd be lying. Even our boy Jeff Snyder. Oh, my God, that guy. I'm not going to do it. I will destroy Snyder in a one-on-one. It would not even be a contest. And Jeff showed it. You know it, dude. Did he ever? Never once, because they can't. Because if they say he's not good, it makes them look dumb as fuck. So good luck. Also, one of us is jacked, one of us isn't. Remember that. That's why I get to do the things I do. In fact, we're going to transition into why that matters. Because I'm a firm believer that when you say something, you better be able to deliver it. I guess Companion Magazine Dreams gave me fake hope. Yeah, listen, those are two of the best films of the year. Without question. But it's been a terrible year. Superman, bad film. 28 years later, awful film. Okay, you talk about weapons, disappointment. Not one film this year that I had high hopes for was at least met at that high level. Everything came way under. 28 years later is by far the biggest disappointment maybe I've ever had when you look at trailer versus final film. Oh, dude. I mean, it is. I almost had PTSD from watching that film. I mean, you go back and look at that. I couldn't believe what had happened. You know, at the end where you've got that Monty Python crazy shit going on, I'm like, what in the hell? And I walked out and I was like, that can't be the movie. That can't be the movie. Like, I'm damaged. He broke me. Danny Boyle broke me if that movie. Holy shit, what happened? What just happened? Oh my God, my hero, what did you do? 28 years later is fucking awful. I think it's the worst film of the year. Name one worse. Name one worse. All right, let's do this. Let's do the film fraud tonight. I got a new one here tonight. You guys ready for it? This is from, you guys probably follow this guy on YouTube. He's a big YouTuber, I guess. I don't know. I don't watch the guy, but this showed up in my feed. It's Disparu. If you guys watch this guy, good. Awesome. I don't care. Go for it. But here's the tweet, right? It's Tron Ares, and you've got, right, the girl boss, and he says a soy boy on the right. In fact, that's what he says. Don't you want some girl boss and soy with your cool sci-fi movie? Now, can I just say that if you're going to say some soy, and you're going to call this out? Let's just go to one of his streams. I'm sorry, does this guy scream testosterone to you? Let's just listen for a second. Does this guy scream testosterone or soy boy? I can help you with that. It's definitely the latter.
Prove me wrong. Do a watch party. Show me where you laugh in the show. I would love to see.
Is it Robin, what's his name, from the Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous? I think it is. I think it's his kid.
But over time, she does kind of begin to calm down.
This guy's going to talk about testosterone. This dude? I don't think so, bro. You earned that shit. You know what? Let's do it now. You earned that shit. This is called a six-pack, boy. This is from going to the gym. You haven't done that. You haven't earned it, Disparu. So until you have, don't be talking about soy boy this and soy boy that. What I see on the screen is a guy, who the fuck? You've never been to the gym. What the fuck you talking about? This guy's going to talk about soy boy shit? Give me a fucking break. Oh, if I pissed off people too fucking bad, I'm right. You don't get to talk shit about being a soy boy when you look like this. It's just disingenuous. You earned the right. You know, Richard, seriously, this guy's going to talk about being a soy boy. This dude. This guy? I don't think so, bro. Man, listen, maybe your stuff's good and a lot of anti-woke stuff. I don't care. You should not be commenting on being a soy boy. And I'm right, and you guys know it. I don't care if it's mean. It's true. Listen, I'm just pointing it out. I'm right. How can you send this? I can send this. I got shirtless pics. Look, hold up. Just quickly. It won't be long. Because you know why? Because I'm not going to take my shirt off here. It's a brand new kid. I don't want to screw it up. But the reason I can talk about soy boy is this. Hold on, where's my thing? Why can't I see my own thing? I can't even go to my own thing anymore? What's going on, profile? Dude, why is Twitter so weird now? Why does it have to be so hard? Look, can I talk about soy boy or not? Right now, can I talk about soy boy or non-soy boy or not? You tell me. Yes or no? This guy can talk about that shit. This guy can't. This guy should shut his fucking mouth. This guy can talk about soy boy shit. I mean, seriously, am I right? I'm 100% right. Dude, what are we doing? Exactly. And you know what? I know Nerdrotic follows this guy, by the way, and Nerdrotic will be pissed at me. I don't care. Nerdrotic's never asked me on his show. I don't care. If I came on a show and destroyed, dude, the entire boxes would get blown fucking up. You put me on a stream with 8 other people, you ask Gore. I was on his stream for the Oscars, and the girls on the stream were like, where'd that guy go? He was good. Yeah, you're damn right I'm good. I don't need 9 other fucking people on the stream. I am the stream. But I've earned it. I've earned the right to talk about soy boy. This guy looks like a soy boy. Shut up. Shut up, soy boy. Oh, I can't wait for the rebuttal. What's he going to do? Take his shirt off and show me his man boobs? Is that what's going to happen? Is that what's going to happen next? Jesus criminy. This guy makes fantasy look tough. I'm telling you, man. I don't know what to say, except it's just not, you can't do that shit. All right, let's watch. Hold on. Actually, I was going to watch a trailer. Hold on. No, we're not going to watch the dog horror film. Not yet. But listen, here's the thing is, oh no, I know, Weber's going to get attacked by the soy boy. Oh no, soy boy's coming for me. Robin Leach's kid is going to now come after me. Oh no, he has 300,000 followers. I don't give a shit if he has 1 billion. One of us is not a soy boy. Oh my God. See, no one else. Do you understand that no one else could do what I just did? Could Stuckman do what I just did? No, you'd laugh at him. You go, what the fuck? What's Stuckman talking about? Dude, Stuckman is like Jabba the Hutt. You gotta earn it. You earn the right. You earn the right. All right. And speaking of earning the right, you guys ready for this? Here it is tonight. You ready? This is why we're the gold standard.
Okay, I know I don't make a lot of videos about being anti-woke. Oh, this is so awful because She-Hulk is so feminine shit. Oh my god, my life is ruined. Everything is awful. Rachel Zegler's terrible.
I mean, imagine if that's what you do all day. But it equals views. I don't give a shit. My channel's what it is. I don't care if I have 5 views. I'll do what I want to do. And I can do it. I'm not going to worry about,
oh, well, someone's feelings might get hurt.
We're the gold standard. You guys know that. We've talked about this how many times? And you want to prove that here's the proof in the pudding. Let's read this together. This is from way back in June. June 27th, I sent this tweet. Let's put this out there now. F1 will end up being a bigger worldwide box office hit than Superman. And guess what's about to happen? Because we're the gold standard. No one else can even compete. It's not a contest. Here it is, live from the Warner Brothers email with the latest figures. We go and look and see where we are. It's going to happen like tomorrow. It's going to happen tomorrow. Tuesday at the latest. Superman, worldwide total, 604.5. We scroll down because F1 is being handled by Warner Brothers for Apple. F1. 603.4. We are $1.1 million. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm on the telethon. 1.1 million away. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. I feel like I should go live until it happens. Should I go live from now until tomorrow when I get the box office update and we check? And then I'll go live on 2. I'll just keep going for like 4. And then when it happens, we'll have streamers and shit. And it'll be like, the man, the myth, the legend, the non-soy boy Weber called it. No one can play our game. It's not even a contest. I don't even have 9 other people in Squares. It's Hollywood Squares live. Look at all these people talking over each other. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that woke shit's really stupid. Oh no, bro, it's so bad. But if you look at that one thing, I can't believe the soy boys. Hold on, look at you, dude. What are you talking about? Oh, see, that's why I could never work. As soon as I got on that 9-box panel thing, I'd be calling people out and go, why are you talking about being a soy boy? Boy, you don't even hit the gym. Shut up. What do you got to earn that shit, bro? They'd be like, get him out of here. All of a sudden, my square would go blank. Weber's out. Listen, no one can hang. It's not a contest, okay? It's 100% in the bag for MMT. It's time to watch this dog horror film called Good Boy. I've not watched it. I've heard what the premise is, and I can't wait to. Here it comes live. Okay, here we go. What is this shit? Oh, I do like IFC. And Skinamarink. This is giving me Skinamarink feels. Anybody else can? Anybody with me on Skinamarink? I didn't hate it. It's so weird. But I was mesmerized by that film. Yep, this is very Skinamarink-y. It's almost like that movie Presence, only it looks better already. Presence sucked. Oh my God, that was so bad. That Neon, what's his ass, who's totally overrated. He's had a few good films, no question. No one's going to argue that. But Presence? Ugh. So it's going to be a lot of empty house with the dog walking around and creaking. All right. That's Skinamarink-y. I mean, anytime you take the audio and like crank it in silence, there's something to that. It's kind of eerily comforting. Oh, that actually got me for a second. I was not expecting to actually see something that would just hear things. I actually sort of jumped. Okay, I mean, I think I'm in. Hold on, there's a little more.
I guess I'm next. I should never have come here.
There's the, and then we've got, of course, the poltergeist-ish thing going on. Listen, I told you guys, Skinamarink. Someone come in here. Gone Girl, Skinamarink's horrible. Nope, you're wrong. You're wrong. Let's watch the trailer for Skinamarink, because you know what? Screw it. Let's watch this, because Skinamarink's so weird. If you haven't seen it, all you need is the trailer. You don't even need to watch the whole thing. You need to... Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. You guys ready? Get ready. Let's watch it. Check this out. Hold on. Here it is.
In this house.
Like, everything's distorted, and there's weird angles of this house in the 80s, I want to say, if I remember correctly. It's shot on, like, Super 8, so it's got that super grainy, experimental look to it. And you hear that, like, that's the whole movie. All those kind of sounds in the background.
In this house.
There's no voice. This is only for the trailer. There's not a single VO in the entire film.
In this house.
I'm going to continue, because here's the thing. It's a minute 42. You don't need to watch Skinamarink. This is the film.
In this house.
Okay, I'm not going to lie to you that an hour and a half of this is way too much, but for like the first 15, 20 half hour, like, this is cool. I like being disoriented like this. Different shots, overhead, floor, weird shit. Like, this house is torn up. Like, someone lives in this house, even though it's kind of a pigsty, and you're trying to figure out what's the point. Well, I mean, there isn't really a point.
In this house.
In this house. Well, that was good. In this house. We only have like 10 more seconds. I saw this at AMC with a packed crowd, and thank God they were quiet, because there's nothing that happens in this movie. Someone's talking, they're going to ruin the experience of being in this creepy house for like an hour and a half with Super 8 film and creepy audio that's distorted, and this kid is wandering around. Listen, I'm not telling you you're going to watch Skinamarink and be like, oh my God, this movie. There's very little, if any, narrative thrust to this film. I mean, none. There's no tonal issues, though. The tone is weird, abstract, haunted house shit for 90 minutes. I don't believe there's any music, and if there is, it's like background in the television. They play cartoons and shit. It's just creepy. But 10 minutes is enough. In fact, I think a minute 40 on that trailer is enough, to be honest with you. The film, well, yes, I would imagine, Kuzma, listen, I'm not the big druggie, but if I were, that would be a good call to watch that if we were fucked up. I mean, I guess we could ask Gore, since he's always drunk at the movies. By the way, we're going to watch a trailer called Orwell. It's from Neon. Look, it says, I understand that the following may contain graphic or violent imagery. Well, let's find out. I'm going to watch it because I love discussing Orwell. So, because we're very Orwellian these days. Let's watch this. It's called Orwell 2 + 2 = 5. Yes, I want to proceed. Go. Which is true, right? Nowadays, if you speak the truth, they're like, what? I mean, one of the reasons this channel is what it is, listen, it's authentic. What you're getting from me is live, unscripted, and I just shoot for 1 hour. Sometimes longer. Tonight, probably not. I can't believe I'm even still on at this point. So tired. But once I get going, we've got stuff to talk about. It's like the spirit flows through you. Not Skinamarink spirit. That'd be creepy. But the spirit of the Holy One. Whatever. It comes through you into the microphone. Here we go.
When I sit down to write a book, I write it because there is some lie that I want to expose.
Again, how many fingers?
My starting point is always a feeling of injustice. The very concept of objective truth is fading out of this world.
Well, listen, first of all, I want to call one thing 100% to the forefront right now. If this is going to start talking about COVID, remember all that?
Listen to the scientists. The scientists know, and they tell you that you should be very fearful for your life.
You don't talk. That was Orwellian as hell. One of the biggest propaganda campaigns in the history of this planet was COVID. I smelled that out from day one. Go look at my tweets. I was calling that shit out. It was like, this isn't right. This can't be as bad as they say. A lot of you fell for it. Just admit it. It's okay now, but just promise me you'll never fall for it again. So I hope they talk about that. How we were told by the state,
COVID's awful. You better not leave your house. You better wash all of your groceries when they come in or you'll die. Oh, my God.
That's Orwellian as hell. Okay, Neon, which is very left-wing. Oh, yeah. Neon's just like every company out here in Hollywood. Very liberal. So they couldn't even say what I just said about COVID. Well, here's what they'd say now.
Well, we didn't know back then, and we just did what we thought was right.
You mean act like an authoritarian? Believe in all the propaganda we were fed? Okay, that's not Orwellian.
I'm going to set down what I dare not say aloud to anyone.
This prospect frightens me much more than bombs.
Let's talk about Big Brother watching us now. This is what I do, and if you don't like it, too bad. It's my stream. We have a society now that's trying to get us to use digital ID. Right now, I want to take a quick flight and go somewhere. I have to have real ID or my passport. I got to get that shit together before I show my driver's license. Why do I have to show real ID now? What's up with that? And then also, I go to Whole Foods, and they're like, do you want to scan your palm? Hell no. I don't want to scan my palm to pay for my shit. I will stick my Apple Pay against it with my phone or a credit card with the chip. That's easy. I'm not going to scan my palm. Don't fall for that shit. That's Orwellian. Because then they have you. You're in a digital cage. If you say something they don't like, well, guess what? Your privileges are revoked. God knows I would be on a list. Whoever says too many things that are anti-establishment. Hell yeah, I do. Because I believe the government should get out of the way. You should be able to make your own decisions. And you go back to COVID, you talk about all of that. We were not allowed to make our own decisions. A lot of things were forced upon people. Whether it was ultimately your choice or not, they were forced upon you. And if you didn't do it, things were taken away. And you know I'm right. I don't care if you're the hardest core left-wing person. What I just said is true, and you know it, and you cannot deny it.
The words democracy, freedom, justice have each of them several different meanings, which cannot be reconciled with one another.
That's bullshit, 100%. First of all, that's garbage. Justice is very simple. You do something bad and you pay a price for it. That is justice. We get justice for you doing something bad. Back to the top of tonight. You got those kids who beat up the guy at the movie theater. Justice is making them pay with some kind of fine, some kind of, probably not prison, right? The judges are never going to go for that. Some kind of probation, something if you do this again, which I don't even like, but let's just say something. That's justice. That's not hard to figure out. And justice is applied equally. I don't care if you have 10 million or you have $10. If you do the crime, you're doing the time at the exact same length of punishment. Money doesn't buy you a separate list of standards. What? I mean, it does, but it shouldn't. If I was a judge, I'd be the best judge ever. I would be amazing. Because you guys know this. There's no one more objective in this space. No one. You got majority of people in the space are either hard left, like the typical Robert Daniels and all of the chin-stroking film Twitter nerds, okay? And, you know, even a fantasy's probably that way. You talk about a soy boy. And then you... I can't. You think I can? You think I'm going to miss that? You think I'm not going to take that fucking shot? I'm going to take that fucking shot every time I get it. And then you go and you look at the other side, the anti-woke of the world, the grift, right? The dude we just dragged tonight. It's a grift. Remember, at the end of the day, there's grifters on the left and the right. They know that if they say what the audience wants to hear, they're gonna get views, they're gonna get likes, they're gonna get subs, because they are parroting the party line to those that want to hear nothing but and be tribal. I have no interest in being tribal, so don't tell me I don't know what truth and justice is. I know exactly what it is. So already I'm not liking the propaganda of this shit. Do you really see the demolishment of truth in real time? Ooh, I'm sorry, was COVID true? The demolishment of the truth was saying anything against that. That's the thing. Does he talk about that in this movie? He better talk about it, but they won't, because it's left-wing to say that. It's left-wing to say, oh, we didn't know. That's what left does all the time, right? When they fuck up, they're just like, well, we just didn't know. Well, that's it? That's all you get to say? After everything you just did? My bad. No. That's why I drag Frosty the Wonder Bitch all the time. Because Frosty the Wonder Bitch was the guy saying, don't go out, it's not safe. I want to get my screeners at home. I can't believe we're having screeners at the theater. I'm going to die. Frosty, fuck off. You're a beta fucking cuck. I mean, I'll call that shit out all day. This is probably not advertiser friendly tonight. But you know what? What I just said is true. Those kind of people almost made it so we didn't get out of that. Fearmongers.
Political language is designed to make lies sound truthful.
The love in the air. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, God. They're going to drag Trump. Man, listen. God. Talk about left-wing dragging. I've told you a million times before, Trump's got good and bad. He is not all bad. He is not all good. Okay? No question about it. But if I'm going to watch something that portrays everything as one thing, I'm going to have a problem with it. Because everything is shades of gray. I don't care what it is. It has some shade of gray. No matter what your politics are. But not with a film from Neon. Because even if Neon wanted to lean a little bit right, it's not going to work in this town. They have to put on a mask, right? Everybody at Neon has to put on a mask that we are left-wing lunatics, essentially, to fit in this town. And if you say anything that rises above the most hardcore leftist view, you're going to be viewed as, oh my God, what are you, a Nazi?
And murder respectable. Freedom is slavery. War is peace. Ignorance is strength. Totalitarianism, if not fought against, could triumph anywhere.
I got the guy with the Trump shirt. I mean, dude, you knew this was coming. I guarantee all of these critics are left-wing. They are. Almost everyone in the space is. They all are. I remember when I saw Civil War, right at the end, where we're going to drag the president out and kill him. I'm like, that's a little bit too much. What are we doing here? So I was like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? He was awful. Like our boy with the 7 strands of hair at the rap. Bro, 7 strands of hair at rap guy. I got some advice for you tonight. Worry about the 7 strands of hair on your head. Do not worry about what I'm doing. I am not worried about you, but I am worried about the 7 strands of hair. Rogaine, finasteride, look into it. Because 7's becomes 6 really soon. And then we're 5 and then we're 4. I don't want to see it happen, 7 strands of hair guy.
Do you begin to see then what kind of world we are creating?
Okay. All right. Johnny, this is why Eddington was so refreshing. Exactly. Listen, I told you guys what I liked about Eddington is that Ari played both sides, and a lot of people didn't like it because they didn't like how they looked like lunatics.
Stand 3 feet apart.
I love Joaquin's character in there, right? Where he's like, oh, come on, Jim, the mask, give me a break, dude. It's like micro-party. But he wrote that not as a joke. He wrote it as an attack on the other side that was out of control, like Frosty the Wonder Bitch. And that's what we need. We got to call this shit out. So next time this happens, you call them out. Remember the people that used to take... Oh, hey, remember this?
Oh, look, that guy doesn't have a mask on. That guy's bad.
Let's take a video and say, you're awful.
Who are you? This guy should be canceled for not having a mask on.
How about you make the call? How about I don't have a government who tells me you have to do this or that? If you don't do this or that, you'll lose your job. If you don't do this or that, you'll lose your privileges. If you don't do this or that, you can't come in. Oh, that's not Orwellian. Was it Hollywood? When you had the mandates? Oh, we'll just look up in our little book here if you had the procedure or not. What the fuck? Why are you looking at my medical records? What the hell is wrong with you? And if you think that's okay, you're the problem, not me. I'm not the problem. You're the problem. Because you wanted that. You wanted,
oh, we need to have these draconian lockdowns because I don't feel safe.
If you don't feel safe, stay home. Life isn't safe. Sit your ass in your house. We will not miss you. There's a very good chance no one will even notice because you're forgettable and you don't live fearlessly in this world. You live a cucked bitch life. This is definitely not advertiser friendly tonight. I don't care. My stream is now going to be much more aggressive this way because it's more what I want to do. Because this means more than talking about caught stealing or my box office brilliance. I'd rather talk about the fact that we have a government that thinks it's okay to mandate shit. How about you get out of our face? Not hard. Johnny, you nailed it. 100%. Eddington, I think it's on digital now. I recommend it. It has way more positive than negative. It's definitely too long, but I love how Ari treated both sides and actually made the people that fell for all the shit look dumb. I loved it. And that's why a lot of critics hated it.
Well, I don't feel good. The film's kind of making fun of the fact that I fell for all that propaganda.
Well, you did. So just own it. In life, own it. Move on. Move on. Listen, I agree with this 100%, Eagles. Movie or documentary is so much better when two different perspectives are presented and the audience decides who they support. Captain America, Civil War is a great example. Yes, you let the audience make the decision. The best documentary is hands off, presents the information, but doesn't have a slant, does not have an agenda, does not have a bias. That's the key. What do we do better than anybody else in this space? We evaluate films with no agenda, with no bias, and that's why we win. That's why we're number one. No one can touch us. It's not a contest. We are the gold fucking standard. I mean, you can see it in front of you. This is not propaganda. This is accuracy in media. Can you imagine if they hired me like on Fox News? Because I would do both sides. This guy's too much. We got to fire him. I would get fired within the first 5 minutes of working anywhere. Be like, this guy's too much. We can't do this. This guy is way, especially with the glasses. This is too. By the way, these are the Sunday Night Shields. I have eyes. But tonight, I want some love for the white. Okay? And the white Look at the sponsors. Can you even, let me move this mic out of the way. Can you count, look at these dude, this kit is absurd. I am so thrilled to have this, and I'm thrilled that you probably think it's hideous. That was the point. The problem is logic has taken a leave of absence in today's society and needs to be brought back. Think things through and not let emotion 100%. I mean, look, I look at all kinds of stuff, right? And I always want to be open to the idea. I think the biggest mistake people make is they say, well, I don't even think that could ever happen, so I'm not going to even listen to what you have to say. I talk about that with the Planet X, talk about that with the Dragon, I talk about whatever we're talking about. The fact that you're just going to dismiss something without looking at it at least a little and saying, I don't know. That's interesting. I watch a lot of videos from Mud Fossil University and John Levi, two good YouTubers. And some night I'll probably just watch one and show you what they're like. But Mud Fossil, his general theory is that everything on this planet is biological. What that means is that we essentially live on the bodies of dead creatures. And if you look at what he presents, it is compelling. Okay, caves are digestive systems. Okay, rock formations, skin. It's stuff that'll blow your mind, right? Giant dragons. But it's based in science. And the thing about him is that he doesn't have an agenda. He's just looking at something as a guy who knows geology and knows human anatomy and going, dude, this is not a mountain. This is the remains of a skeletal system. And I know it sounds nuts. I get it, man. If I heard this for the first time when I'm telling you, you'd be like, dude, this guy's lost it. Go watch Mud Fossil University, watch some of the dragon ones, watch some of the giant creature ones, and I'm here to tell you that I believe that there's a lot of accuracy in what's going on that channel. The other channel I love is John Levi, okay? Jonlevi. And he is really understated. When he talks, he's like, well, I'm having a good day today, and I want to bring your attention to this. He talks like that the entire time. Very chill. Much different than what you get here in MMT. What he contends, and this makes sense to me too, is that when you look at a lot of the stuff that's in our world, it isn't part of our timeline. So essentially, we have had resets. Okay, and I think you guys, if you think about this for a minute, it makes a lot of sense. We have had resets throughout humanity. It didn't all start with the cavemen and go all the way forward. There have been resets where we get to a point. Here's how I liken it after watching Levi and listening to Mud Fossil and putting it all together, right? You have to cobble it all together. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's what I believe happens. I believe that society here on this planet or realm, whatever you want to call it, okay? I don't even know if it's round. I don't know if it's flat. I don't know if it's spheroid, if it's whatever, an obelisk. I don't know what it, but I'm here to tell you that I'm not going to judge you, whatever you think. Here's what I'm going to tell you, though. I believe that we're allowed to get to a certain point, or we progress up to a certain level, and then essentially, you guys remember Etch-a-Sketch, right? You draw a picture, and you pull it up, and it just disappears, and you write again. I believe that's happened many, many times throughout history. We get to a point, and then whoever flips the switch, rips it up, and we start over. I think what's going to happen to a lot of us, not me so much because I've looked into this and I really believe that I've changed over the past several years. It started with COVID, right? COVID opened the door to me saying, wait a second, the government fucking lies, right? That is the first step. Once you realize, hold on, I haven't been told the entire story, or a lot of this is propaganda, or do we really know for sure if this is true? Then you can start to look at different stuff and go, holy shit, this makes sense now. I can put it all, and that's what happens. Someone brings this in, this, and this, and you bring it together and you can start to see it work. But Levi talks about how there's stuff that just is impossible to have existed in the 1800s, these buildings that were built the way they are, without cranes, without construction stuff. How did it get here? So the central tenet is that we progress, go back. Progress, go back. Progress, go back. I don't know how many times it's happened. I cannot answer that question. But I'm here to tell you, if you look into it and watch those two channels, you'll start to say to yourself, I think there's some truth in that. I'm 10 minutes late. I'm going to keep going for a minute. Because, the thing is At first, you're going to say to yourself, I'm going to find John Levi just so you guys can see it. Give me a second. Just so you can see what the channel looks like. Here he is, John Levi. Hit it. I'm not going to watch one, but maybe one night we will, because who cares, right? At this point, I can do whatever I want to my channel. And John would be cool with that. I'd give him credit. He could take all the views. I don't care. That's the thing, dude. You guys don't understand. When I do one of these streams, I have never once said, I've got to make a stream that I can monetize. It's never happened. First of all, I already played Heartbreak Beat by the Psychedelic Furs to open this thing. That instantly demonetized the stream. Do you guys understand that? Once that song is played, YouTube says you can't play that. Now it's a copyright. The entire stream is gone. Typically what will happen is someone will cut it out. I just leave it. I don't care. Then someone said, well, you're rich. I'm not fucking rich. I'm not rich. I just want to create cool content. I don't care if it ends up being a song I like, or a trailer I want to watch, or John Levi. Oh, let him take all the money. I don't give a fuck. Because I'd rather talk about truth and entertain you and also inform you and maybe horrify you. That's from The Simpsons, right? We aim to entertain and horrify. All right, here we go. Inform and horrify, whichever it is. Okay, so here's John Levi. You guys can see it here. Go watch some of his videos. There's one yesterday, Taking Over America. It's a month ago. Let's see what the latest one is. Latest one is called Eat the Meek, What Really Happened, The Big Reset, Who's to Blame. But all these things talk about the structures. Now, let me tell you my story of this. So I was driving in Pasadena a couple of years ago. I'm going to show you guys what I saw. Okay? And have you ever looked at something and gone, that's not from our timeline? Okay, I'm going to show you something that's in Pasadena, and when I saw it, I said, what the fuck is that medieval son of a bitch doing out here? Watch this. I'm going to go to Pasadena. Let me go to the map. This is what you get here. We're doing a version. I should really, hold on. I might as well do this since we're kind of doing this. MMT gets freaky. I got to change a little more. You see what we did there? So this means I'm going to do some weird shit. I've already been doing it a little bit. Here, let me zoom in. Okay, this is Pasadena, really cool town. By the way, it's called Old Town, by the way. Why do you think it's called Old Town? Because it was an old town a long time ago. It was not all about... The town of Pasadena has been around a lot longer than they told us. Okay? Nothing speaks more than Castle Green. That's one of the big ones. Castle Green's right around here somewhere. Castle Green is where what's-his-ass lived? Beetlejuice. Burton. Here it is, Castle Green. Check this place out. This place is fucking old. Look. This place is from the old world. See that? Castle Green was not built when they told you. It's been there a lot longer. Castle Green is like a haunted, really fucking old place. No, this isn't it. Castle Green isn't it. Let me show you. Let me go up a lake. Wait till you see this church. When I saw this church, I go, what? Am I back in the medieval days? This is not. Here we go. We're going to go up a lake. Let me find it. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Zooming. Not that. Dude, it's crazy, this thing. Hold on, I'm going up. Pinocchio's Pizza. No, that's not it. Is this it? Okay, check this shit out. Dude, that was not... Dude, first of all, how the hell did they build this back in the timeline they tell us the 18... Look at the intricacy on that. We couldn't do that today. How do you do this? How do you do that? That's not a master carver. That shit was done by technology we do not know. Look at how perfect this building... Dude, I looked at this thing and I'm like, what in the hell is this? Out of nowhere. I'm like, what am I back in the medieval days? Look at this thing. Look how big the doorways are. Because there's, people think that people were taller back in the past. Look how tall that is. Why would you make it that tall if you have a guy who's 6 foot tall? This thing is crazy, dude. And look, it always has these spires on the top. They say you got like free energy. Why is it like that at the top? A lot of buildings used to have that. Look at all that stuff. Dude, you couldn't build... The fact they built this perfectly, there's no way in hell they built this back in the 1800s. And look, you've got all that ornate stuff going on. This thing, I looked at it and I go, no. That is not built when they said. That shit was built by somebody else who was here before and got wiped out. Ooh, that's a good idea, actually. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it and run it underneath. I got to download it. Give me a second. Hold on. I will play it. That's a great call. Hold on. Give me a second. We'll do this. Because it's live. I can do it. Carpenter Fog. Give me 1 second. I'll get it. Trailer. Soundtrack. Sweet. How long is this? Give me a second. Hold on. I got to look at something. Let me see how long it is. I can play it. I just want to see how long it is. 4 minutes. Hold on. Ooh, that's it. That's the one I want. Get ready. This is it. This is perfect. All right, give me a second. We'll get to it. Give me a second. I got to load it into the system. It's a great idea, Eagles. This is what I love. You guys give me a little, and I can do it on the spot because it's live. I am literally going to download the... Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me do it again. It had a problem. It didn't go through. Give me a second. Oh, man. I had it. Hold on, we got it. Just hang tight. I'll continue my thoughts. I just wanted to... It's a great idea, so I figured let's just do it. Let's download it now. Let's add it into the system so it's in the background. This is a great call. I'll loop it. And this is... Do you know what, Eagles? If I could send you a super chat, I would right now. I would send you a super chat for that comment. That's what I would like to do on this channel now, is I would like to actually send you guys money. I'm not saying I have. I'm just saying it'd be fun. I'd be like, here, guys, you guys want some? Take some. I'll send it back to you. All right, here we go. Get ready. This is a great call. It takes a second to load. I'm using StreamYard. Oh, by the way, hold on. I don't think I even have an MMT Gets Freaky. Okay, get ready. It's coming. We'll talk a little bit more. I'll show you the dragon, because why not? It's my stream. I got a few more minutes. It's only 9:30 here. Okay, here we go. Ready? Get set. Okay, hold on. Okay. Ready? Yes. You heard? Eagles, you win. Dude, I am literally living the beginning of this film right now. Right? You've got that shot of the bay, and it's like this wide panoramic shit. Oh my God, cinematography. I love the fog. Oh, dude. So great. What an eerie film. You talk about atmosphere. But when you look at this, right, with the fog soundtrack in the background, this is not... Dude, we did not build this. No human built that. That's built by some kind of... No, we do not have this technology. I'm here to tell you. I guarantee there's no way. That's made by something I do not understand. And that's exactly what John Levi talks about on his channel. Go watch some videos. We can talk about it next week. He's just super chill. All right, one last thing and we're out of here. Let's go to... Because why not? You know where we're going, right, guys? You know damn well where we're going. We're going to Google Earth. What? Get ready, I'm gonna spin it. Oh, this is perfect transition, by the way. What's that? There it is, baby. You guys know oh, it's so good. You know damn well that's what that is. Dude, this is so perfect. Look. The eye is right there. That's the eye. This is a nostril. This is the snout with active volcanoes across. It's right in front of you, dudes. It is right in front of you. Oh yeah, Simpsons for sure, Jacob. So look, guys, real quick. That's an eye. It's covered in ice. Do you see the eye? It's a what would I call that? Southwest trajectory. If you look right here, I don't know if you can see me circling. That is the eye. It's covered by ice. This is visible. That's a nostril. This son of a bitch blows fire because this comes out the side. You know how I put this together too, by the way, guys? You want to show how I figured this out? What do you see coming out? What do you see on the bottom? What do you see on the bottom of the right out here? What do you see here? This is all air that came out of that. That's what this is. It created in the ocean floor. It created like air's coming out. That's why you have the lines. And you have it in the front, which would be where that you breathe, like, right? Rogan should have me on. Rogan should 1000% have me on. Do you think they? I don't think they'd let me be on. I think Rogan would. They'd cancel me. They'd be like, you can't talk about this. Well, listen. I talked about. Look. Let's just talk about this. This is. Reptiles go through something called brumation. Brumation is like hibernation.
At sea who can hear my
Oh,
voice.
hold on.
Look across the water into the darkness.
Stevie.
Look for the fog.
Fucking amazing. Oh, God. One of my favorite films of all time. I love that there's like a little snippet. Oh, yeah, we know what happens there. As it'll come back, I'll loop again. Let's just do it again. I don't care. Who cares? I'm going to get nailed for all this. This stream will like totally disappear. If you weren't watching, live's gone. So back to the reptiles. Reptiles go through something called brumation. Brumation is like hibernation. So brumation, the reptile slows down all of its bodily functions because it's cold. Now, let me walk you through something that'll creep you out. Why do they want Antarctica to be cold? What? Why would you want it to be cold? By the way, let me get a. I think I can do a distance here. Give me a second. I'll show you how big this is. I did this the other day. Hold on, measuring tool. Ready? One side here. I'm going to drag it to. Hold up. The other side's roughly here. Now remember, it's covered by ice, but it's right about here. Okay, that is 1,456 kilometers across the head. Therefore, this thing is, let me do it in miles, because if you're watching in Britain or somewhere else, that's fine, you got it. In miles, it's 900 miles across. It is 900 miles across the eye to eye, essentially. The snout is, hold on, let me get rid of this. Let's go from nostril to nostril. Nostril to nostril is about right here. 500 miles. So 900 squeezes down to 5. And the head... Hold on, let me get rid of it. $378 across the snout. Let me get the full length of the head. Okay, the whole head is roughly 1,350 on the entire head miles. So, okay, so let's just go, hold on, let me get rid of this. Let's just measure from here to here. 872. Let me drag this up to the United States because, of course, I'm state-centered. I'm here in California. Let's see if we can go 800 across to show you how big the head of this thing is. Add 800. That's how big it is. It would take up... Hold on, let me do it again. Let's go from Southern California, where I am tonight, all the way across into... Are we in Texas? Yeah. Whoa, hold up. 800, somewhere about right here. So is that like Arizona? That's how big the head would be. The head would be as big as all of the entire sky from LA to Albuquerque. I can't even tell. Hold on, let me see if I can get some points on here. Map. Let me zoom in. Where is this? I don't know. It's not. It doesn't even tell you what it is. But anyhow, that's how big it would be, dude. Look at that. Look at that. Dude, if that thing was real, it would make Godzilla look like a little bitch. It'd make it look like a fucking ant. Godzilla would be...
Who can hear my voice?
Stevie again.
Look across the water into the darkness.
So good. Imagine if you bumped into a creature that size. No, dude, seriously, Jason, if this, let's just pretend that, okay, I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying I know for sure. Obviously, I do not know. But my point is that when you look at this and you saw that, you would just see nothing but blackness in the sky. It wouldn't be smog. It would be, it would envelop, you couldn't see anything. You just look up and go, there's no sky. And that's just the head. That's the head. So by the way, Roger says right here, just FYI, Roger says on Mud Fossil, if you go back and look at this, this is a digestive system. He says based on the stuff he can see, this is a digestive system. So it's not just about the head. This is a digestive system going back to the left. So it all fits in. It all fits into something that you can't even consider. Your mind can't even consider this shit. I know, bro. But that's the thing. Like I said, Johnny, I don't have to worry about AI. Because one day, they can't do this. AI could never do this channel. AI could do anti-woke. AI could do any movie review. Not like I do it. But AI could never do what I'm doing. Because I don't even know what I'm going to do. So AI has no fucking clue what I'm going to do. Thank you, buddy. That's what we do. Because at the end of the day, the films don't mean anything. Right? Think about that. Dude, what we've seen in movies means nothing when you see this. You're like, smog? Joke. I'm not scared of smog. Now, even Godzilla, you're like, yeah, Godzilla. What? This motherfucker. Okay. Now I'm a little scared. By the way, remember this. Pacific Rim. Where did they come out? They came out of the ocean in a portal, right? In that giant hole. Okay, also, let me just bring one thing to your attention since we're talking about this, because why not? Ready for this? Okay, hold on. Okay. Godzilla, hold on. Movie. Let me put in movie Godzilla Frozen. I know he was in the bottom of the ocean, I get it. But let's go and look here on Google. Okay, here it is. Look. So, okay, he's frozen solid. Hold on. There's more. Oh, Final Wars. Look here. Final Wars. I never saw it. Godzilla's buried under ice in Antarctica where he remains dormant for decades. Look, it's right in front of you. Dude, it's right there. Can you see it? Hold on. When I see it, it doesn't come out the way I want it to. Hold on, let me zoom in. It's right here. Godzilla is buried under ice in Antarctica where he remains dormant for decades. Look. Dude. Oh my God. So good. So good. So good. All right, guys. We're about done. The thing is like, I always say this, like, X, I feel, will let me do more of this. YouTube doesn't like this. That's why YouTube, if you never see my videos, it's because I do this. It's not that I talk about caught stealing or whatever. I'm talking about this. They don't want you talking about this. Why would they? It disrupts everything you've been told. So why would you? I got to get rid of the fog music. It was perfect, though. Eagles, you're the man. Or woman. I don't know. Maybe you're, I have no idea. Johnny, are you a man? I'm kidding. I mean, you just never know. You never know. I mean, yes, right, Kuzma, 100%. I mean, you look here, you just don't know what. Look at how big that is, this area. And if you go by this, that would be the body, right? All this. But look, also look at the stuff in the ocean. That's not a normal shape. Do you guys see that? That's not a normal shape. Like this. What in the hell? It's almost like a giant claw. Do you see this? Look. Look, and look. This almost looks like a mouth opening up. It almost looks like that's another dragon. Look. Like a giant seahorse or some shit. You see what I'm saying, guys? Like, look at this. Look out. Look at Japan and stuff. Look at that. That's like a giant claw. Look, it's right there. Why? That's not normal. That's not a normal formation. Look. Right? All of this. In fact, one of the ones someone showed me that was crazy is, look here. You ready for one crazy one? This is like an eye in China. Do you see this giant thing? This is an eye. That giant, like, carved out shit. And if you go like this and spin it, it's almost like, look, there's an eye right there. Does that make sense? The eye's on the left, and the other eye got fucked up like a giant battle, like the gods. Do you see what I'm saying? This would be the left eye, or maybe the right eye on this side, if you go this way. But do you see what I'm saying? Look, there's an eye. And then if I turn it this way, and I look over here, the other eye would be somewhere where that, what is this ocean here? Black Sea? I have no idea. Don't start with me with naming every country where I am, but that's definitely China. But look, that's not a normal formation. Not a normal formation. I don't know what that is, but it's not a normal formation. Okay, and then lastly, before I go, let's look down here, and you can see the one mud that Roger talks about all the time. He says this is a giant dragon right here, and you can see, look, you can see the throat on this. Okay, look. Okay, do you see this? Look, there's a throat. See that? That is, look, that is 100% an esophagus. Look, all the way back. Okay, and then you know what's wild? You look at, what do dragons do? Dragons spit like crazy shit that we're led to believe, right? They fire. Some kind of venom fire shit. Look at all this destruction in here. Does that not look like some kind of crazy, like, discharge? Look, that's not normal. That's not a normal discharge of whatever. It's like a plasma discharge. You see that? So look, there's the head, and then you go back the neck, and then all this plasma discharge here. It's right in front of you, dudes. It's right in front of you. It is a claw. It's a giant claw. You know what, Kuzma? It's a great call. I don't know, but I have to work with what I'm given. So if I believe the satellite, then that's what I see. Also, I see a giant fish. Do you see the fish right here? The fish is right here. Okay. The tail's over here. That's a fish tail. Do you see this? Look. That's a fish tail. Okay. And the dragon was like unleashing some shit. Look, dragon is, if you look at the dragon, let me show you. Let's do a map test. The dragon starts, let me show you from here. Let me draw it all the way across. Okay, I got it. Okay, wait. Here, and then somewhere over here. Oh, man, why does it keep popping up? Let me do it one more time. So this thing was, or is, like all across Morocco. Let's go here. It's 1,000 miles. This dragon's like 1,000 miles big. This one's not as big as the one down there. But look, right? So that is right there. Again, Roger has all these videos. The fish is here. There's the tail. See it? That's a tail. The fish goes back here. Okay. Look here. This is an eye. It's like an eye of a squid. That is an eye. That is an eye. That's not some, that is freaking eye. Do you not see this? It's right in front of you. That is not some random, that is like a squid eye. Hold on, let me find a squid eye. I feel like I should jump on with Roger. I'd love to talk to Roger. Okay, look. Kind of like a squid eye. Look. Can you see this? Where is he? There he is. See that? Okay, not exactly. Maybe it's not, but look, it's some kind of, that's like an eye, bro. Look, it's like, this is like almost look how weird that shit is. It goes all the way into a pupil. That's a gigantic eye. You can almost see the shape of the eye too, right? Like kind of the teardrop. So there's something in there too. So we had some kind of massive cataclysm. Like crazy as shit. You think, Jang Cheng, you watch Roger. I mean, I guess it could have it in its mouth. That's the fish, and the dragon's up here. And look, that's the kind of the mouth. You see how the mouth is open? Look, the jaw. It's almost like, or it's discharged right here. See this? See how wide open that is? But that's totally, look, that is the throat. He says somewhere in here there's a giant cut. Like someone sliced it across the neck. I think it's right here. Is that it? But look at all the shit in here, dude. This is not normal. They're going to say, oh, it's just sand dunes. Nah, bro. That's messed up. Yeah, really big fish. All right, about ready to get out here. Let's see if there's anything else. One last one since we're here. Might as well do it. Rogan, I'm ready for you, buddy. I'll be on anytime. I got to have the glasses on or I won't do it. This gives me a little extra juice. So if Rogan wants to have me on, I'll be on. I mean, I don't have the credentials the other people have, but I can definitely get on here and do some shit that he'll be like, whoa, bro. I don't think you can say these things, but I'm saying it right now. What do you want to do? That's what I do. But you can't say that. I just said it. So I just said it. This, check this shit out. You want to see some crazy shit? So this, dude, how do you guys not see that that's a gigantic fucking raptor? A raptor. Honestly, just tell me, how do you not see that? Look. Heads here in Southern California. Body here. Ass here, Mount St. Helens. And then look at this tail. That's a tail with a gigantic stinger. See that? That's not normal. That's not normal. That's like a hinged stinger. All right, a couple more. But look, all these islands are part of that. It's like look how raised this is. It's not normal. That's okay. So let me just go back and show you. So Mount St. Helens is in here, and that's where his ass was. So this thing, or her, that's Mount St. Helens is his ass. That's why you get the volcanoes. It's still decomposed. Do you want to see the eye? I think I found the eye. Watch. This is the head. Okay, right? Look, dudes, that's an eye. Do you see it? So this is in like Sacramento. Look at that thing. That's a pupil. That's like a really fucked up eye from a long time ago. It's eroding. The pupil's in the middle. Do you see it? And then roll back out. Now you can see the eye. Like, look, eye, and then look, the snout. Go down, that's the snout. Does that make sense to you guys? Eye, head. Eye, head. Eye, head. Do you see it? Yeah, you do. All right, make sure I didn't get any. Felicity, did I not get to this? Oh, dude, I'm the worst. Felicity, I owe you a free one later. I owe you a free. I'll do this because you pay. I'm going to do this another day. You asked the same question. I'll do it twice because it's the Comment Blast closeout. Let me find the song we had tonight. Not the fog. Give me a second. I got to find it. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is perfect. We're going to listen to all 8 minutes of this, and I'll hit as many comments as possible. My favorite song of the 80s, it's Psychedelic Furs, Heartbreak Beat, the extended 8-minute version. I was a DJ back in the 80s and 90s, and I played this 12-inch. And this is one of my favorite songs. Like, whenever I hear this, wait till the breakdown comes. It's coming. Where you get into the actual songs. Listen, anytime you have an extended remix, you need to have a front porch of beats so that you can mix. So what you're doing right here, there's the guitar. You're bringing in elements. You're just using that beat to match. That's how you get that seamless beat to beat. I used to DJ in raves, dude. So I used to beat it bang. And then you bring the next track in with the same beat and you fade one down and pull one up. And then you're it's seamless. The entire thing is seamless. People know in Columbus, Ohio, you know this, DJ Webslinger is one of the best to ever play there. You guys know that. I was like a local legend, man. Whenever they write my story, get ready. Let's go. Let's do it. Woo! Dude, are you kidding me? I feel like I'm doing Richard Butler's dance in the video. So good. Oh, they just don't make music like this anymore. All right, Felicity. I went with my daughter to see Weapons. 2 teenage girls in their pajamas and covered with a blanket seated next to my daughter talk throughout the whole movie. Oh, my God. That sucks, Felicity. You get a free super chat for this because I didn't get to it. You sent it like an hour ago. It's because I've been talking about everything else tonight. I didn't get to it. That's my bad. I should have gotten to that. Let's see. Is there any more? I got a few here. I got Richard. Mother was awful. Yes, agreed. Steve. Steve, it's too much. You're right though. And Nora does. Steve, you're the man. We love you. Thank you dude. I really appreciate it. Honestly, listen. I'm telling you right now, guys. At the end of the day, I do this for fun, and I do this because hopefully we're hitting a chord with some of you, and I don't think anyone can do what we do. It's not a contest. There's not one person on this planet that can even play the game, and that's cool because what we're doing is totally different than anybody else. And I think you guys even said that when you just saw the transition. And I can all of a sudden transition to talking about the NFL if you want. That's what you get. Because when I was a local news anchor, I had to transition. And just naturally, I was just built with a processor that goes... And when you're able to process shit really fast, you can just and you pull shit out. You're constantly pulling things out. I say it's like Minority Report. You're just pulling stuff and go, wow, right? You know, you've seen that where he's just like, right? That's me. My brain is always going like this. Let's go here. Let's bring this up. Let's pull that up. And that's, it's a skill. Not everyone can do it. I already know that. I'm 100% aware of that. And I appreciate the fact that some of you know that. And even the haters know it. They don't want to admit it. Oh, no, listen, here it comes one more time. Nice and loud. And then we're getting out of here. Here we go. And there's the breakdown. This is where, if you're a DJ, you get out. So, right? All the instruments drop. You get a little guitar. But right now, you're bringing in the next record. And you're trying to match that. Boom, 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 boom. And you're bringing record A down, Heartbreak Beat. And I'm bringing in Pet Shop Boys. What have I done to deserve this? Whatever. Probably So Hard. Maybe I Love. Always on my mind. But you got to match it. And then you want to bring one down so that when the next one cranks, you're on it. And you want to hit it. So when this drops, this bridge drops, you have the next thing. Wham! Always on my mind. Right? You want to hit it. And that way the dance floor's like, dude, that was seamless. And we are still fucking flowing. Ooh, now it's too late. You're out. It's too late. It came back in, so you can't mix. By the way, tonight's show brought to you by Pure Protein. It's not, but I love these. Check this out. Pure Protein Cocoa Pebbles. This is what I eat during the day. It's a great snack. 180 calories. If you guys want to get in shape, I honestly recommend these Pure Protein bars. 100%. I already showed you my abs. I'm not doing it again. We'll do it another night. But Cocoa Pebbles, I couldn't resist. I don't care if it's processed. It's good. Thanks for being here, guys. As always, live from the City of Angels. We'll see you back here on Thursday night. Always a pleasure. Never know what's going to happen. That's MMT, the magic of what we do. Thanks for being here. Enjoy the rest of your week. See you back here on Thursday night. Peace out.